Welcome to this edition of the Who's Who in Guyana Business Show. I'm Dr. Vishnu Doerga, your host as usual. We have a very packed show this week, and especially because, as some of you may be aware, we did launch the Who's Who Business Directory in Suriname last Monday, and we do want to show you some shots of what took place and what the feedback has been from Suriname to date. We did launch ActionINVEST Caribbean, our company, in Suriname on February 14th, 2022, so just a couple of months ago. And our first official project is the Who's Who in collaboration with Creative Tech Hub Caribbean, our partners Anuska Shonai and Vincent Kenswell. And you'll be seeing a little bit of that in the show later on. So keep your eyes out for that video of the launch and what this means for Suriname and also what it means for Guyana. But let's get rolling and hear from Selena more about what's the update with the Who's Who.
Selena Bacchus, and I'm the marketing officer here at ActionINVEST Caribbean Inc. I'm going to talk to you about the Who's Who in Guyana business, but before I do that, I would like to ask if you're serious about growing your business, then give me a call on 223-3355. Now, we've got many packages depending on your appetite for growth. If you're looking for a business opportunity or you're looking for business opportunities to grow your business, then here is the right place to be. Now, I was out, I can't remember where, but I heard a guy say, you got to get links to make it. Quite honestly, you don't. You just need to be a part of the Who's Who in Guyana Business Directory. We are circulating it far and wide. We've got it at the embassy, we've got it at the Center for Local Business Development, the Chamber of Commerce. So it is at the places where those organizations that are looking for your products and services will find you. All right. Now, as I mentioned, we've got quite a few packages that are guaranteed to fit within your marketing budget. So we've got offers that start from 120 US all the way to our corporate 2 pages. So it actually depends really on you and how much you are willing to invest into your company's growth. Remember, I'm Selena. You can contact me on 223-3355, or you can head on over to our website at www.who'swho.ui. I'm Selena and I'm out, waiting to talk to you.
Welcome back, and there you would have also seen the team who was at the Uncapped event over the weekend, really making sure that the Who's Who is at every single business event. We are at the start of the Offshore Technology Conference. So next week, you'll also have a report and being able to see how the Who's Who is also present at the Offshore Technology Conference. And again, our job is to make sure that companies in Guyana get found and are able to deliver their goods and services to those who really need those. We now listen to Ms. Rodlyn Semple as she explains to us what a quality policy is all about.
Thank you, Dr. This session will re-emphasize what is the quality policy. So quality policy, it's a statement of intent. And as the name signifies, the policy will tell us what are the intention, what is the commitment of top management to quality. So when we're developing a quality policy, that quality policy needs to be applicable to what you're doing. So let's say I have a cosmetology business. My quality policy will definitely stress that I'm providing superior quality when it comes to that particular service, whether it be hair care, whether it be facial care. Your quality policy needs to indicate what statutory and regulatory requirements might be applicable. Your quality policy should also be developed in mind with a framework for having objectives defined. Your quality policy should be communicated to all personnel. This includes internal as well as external. Your quality policy should not be a statement written on paper. It should be something which is involved, enshrined in the activities. Your quality policy statement should be documented and be available to interested parties. For additional information on how you can tweak, enhance, or even develop a quality policy statement for any quality management system, whether it be quality, whether it be food safety, whether it be occupational safety and health, give us a call on telephone number 501-0110, or you can send an email at iso@actioninvest.org.
The Careers Academy Smart School Initiative was actually an idea that came about in the midst of the pandemic. What we saw during COVID is that as much as there were many adversities and challenges, there were equal opportunities. We are in a 21st century, and we have found that the interest with our children is a whole lot on ICT. With this budding industry, artificial intelligence, there is this greater need to introduce coding in schools. So even at this level, we're currently in discussions with two agencies externally, as to how we can integrate coding as early as 5 years old. Because we have found, again, like I would mention, it's all about building capacity, human capacity, and where this country is heading with this big boom in oil and gas. And the most important place to tap in to bring the opportunities in ICT is the school. And here is where we play a very pivotal role. We are so responsible for building the young minds, hence the need for the Smart School Initiative. So what we have done in 2020 is that we partnered with another company, and the company built an entire platform, an entire school management software. It manages our children, their attendance, their performance, even the curriculum. So we have moved from the traditional way of preparing our curriculum. All of our curriculum are now digitalized. And only recently, again, we heard CX is moving in that direction. But with all these wonderful opportunities, there is still some level of challenges. Our major challenge is the internet infrastructure. All these ideas sound really great, but at the end of the day, executing all of these ideas or projects that we have already invested in lies heavily on the internet infrastructure. So you would find in a classroom, instead of waiting to use the internet to teach during different types of multimedia, what we have the teacher doing, the same digital contents, they're using projectors, they're using television screen, because it's very hard to access the internet. And this school has grown in the last 6 to 8 months from 35 children to over 300 children. So that alone tells you that people are gravitating to this kind of learning. There's much more improvements that got to be made because, like I would have mentioned, it's just 6 to 8 months old. But there's this demand for this level of education within the classroom. And education is not something to pay for, it is something to invest in. And I find that parents are investing, it's a private education service. They're investing it because they want the best for their children. So we owe them that much to deliver nothing but the best. And that's why we're always exploring opportunities to see how we can continue to build our brand, continue to bring value to our customer. And this being a smart school, I think most of our focus right now, with all that has been happening lately, a lot of emphasis should also be placed on mental health. You can give these kids all of these opportunities, but if they don't have a strong mental capacity, all of this will go in vain. So I will take this opportunity to also bring the Guyana population abreast with what is happening at Camille's Academy. On May the 19th, we'll be launching a life skill program. And that initiative is between the Life Skill Education Institute, which has the franchise, and that is being done with ActionINVEST Caribbean Inc. So it has a collaboration. And that is another way of supporting mental health in schools. So I feel that is the core of everything, and that's where everything starts. Building that mental capacity within our children, supporting them emotionally, psychologically. So as much as ICT is very important, so is also mental health. So the two will have to work hand in hand. And that's basically the most recent project that we are bringing to our kids at no additional cost. And that's basically for the Crane location, all the system that we're introducing here will be replicated across other locations.
Come down to A. Ali & Son Superstore for all the best deals. We have the latest DJ mixers, headphones, amplifiers, speakers, musical keyboards, drum sets, guitars, car DVD players, speaker boxes, video and audio cables in a wide variety, smart TVs in a wide range, refrigerators, freezers, stoves, washing machines, home audio, AC units, cookware, laptops, and lots more. So hurry down now for the best deals. A. Ali & Son Superstore.
Welcome back. And it is so important that when you have a really good product, a really good service, a really good company, that everyone who can benefit from that really knows that you exist. That is one of the biggest reasons for the Who's Who directory, the Who's Who TV show. But even more than that, we also believe in training organizations to develop marketing skill, to have as many of their prospective clients become aware of them. And to tell us more about that is Coach Prem.
Thank you, Dr. Doerga. And we are talking about our SeminarCLUB modules. Today we are going to talk about MarketingRICH, and this is such a key part in every business. A few problems that business owners face are often, we don't have enough revenues, or we don't have enough customers, or sometimes marketing is so expensive. And if any business owner experienced that already, or you have that problem, I'm sure some of us do. And that is where we look at marketing. And we want to be able to have a mindset around how we market our business, or the reason why we should be marketing our business. Because majority of businesses find themselves here. And marketing is such an important topic for business owners and team members to be able to understand. How do you market your business? How do you get your business out there? You see, the reason for marketing is for us to be able to capture the right type of customers that see value in the products and services that we offer. You see, you want to be able to capture those persons and to have them come back and shop again with you. Another mindset we have to be able to work on is marketing is an investment. It's not an expense. So when we think about an investment, it's really to be able to bring a return. And when you begin to see that your marketing is an investment and it brings back a return, you'd want to invest over and over again. So there are various keys of how you can be able to measure it, to be able to test your marketing to see if it's bringing in that investment back again. In our SeminarCLUB module, this MarketingRICH, we're going to go through the importance of why you should be able to market your business. What are the requirements, or what do you need to be able to do to be able to market your business effectively? You see, we want to be able to take our customers from those first-time shoppers to repeat customers. And there is a ladder that we take them through, or a process that we take them through. We want to be able to take them through a process where they begin to talk about our business and intentionally talk about our business. You see, that there is an asset in itself. So when we can be able to put strategies in place of how we can be able to get our customers to talk more about us, that helps with your marketing effort. You see, there are two keys in marketing, and these two keys, it's really about communication and education. You see, being able to get the message out there, and to who you're going to be able to get the message out there. So you may use Facebook, or you may use the broadcast stations, or you may even use printed media to be able to communicate that message. But as you communicate that message, it is important that you identify what you need to be able to communicate. You want to be able to educate your customers. And when we think of marketing as well, it's not only about those persons who come and shop with us, but it's also a representation of the people who will come and work with you, work with us, to be able to achieve the vision or achieve your goals for your company. So when we think about marketing, the two roles in marketing is to be able to communicate that message effectively and efficiently, and to be able to educate your stakeholders, your customers, the persons who are interested in your business and the products and services that you offer. In the course, you'll be able to identify those key persons who will see value in your product. You see, when persons begin to see value in your product, those are the persons who will actually stay with you, who will actually purchase, and who will actually see the value in your business. Many times you would have customers who are coming in, and you'll have customers who are difficult, or who are looking for discounts, or who are, making a whole lot of noise and chaos in your business. But then there are some customers who you gladly welcome, and these customers see value, they come and they make their payments and on time, and it is so rewarding to be able to deal with those customers. Now we need to be able to understand what we can do to attract those persons. So those are your target market. And to understand what is unique about your business, it's what we call USP, a unique selling proposition. To be able to work out what is unique about your business so that you have a message to communicate and to educate those persons out there in the marketplace. So join us on the 4th of May and the 12th of May. You can register today. Call us at 223-5583. I'll see you then.
Welcome back, and thank you so much to Coach Prem for really outlining to us the power of marketing and how this is important to your organization. We'll now be listening to Coach Keon, and Coach Keon will be talking to us about career development, especially creative problem solving. So we'll hear from him, and he'll be followed up by Ms. Gitanjali Rambali, who's going to be talking to us about the requirements of an HR manager. So see you just after those two features.
Thank you, Dr. Doerga. Hi, viewers. It's definitely a pleasure to be back with you again to share more on our learning management system. Our learning management system allows you, as the individual, to learn in the comfort of your own home, at your office, to learn at your convenience. Several different topic areas, whether you want to do several courses at once or one at a time. You can always choose from the many courses that we have to offer on our learning management platform. For today's topic, we are going to be diving into a very critical skill that we all should develop when working within an organization. How many of us would love if we can go to work every day or we can have a life where there's no problem, no challenges, nothing that we need to think to solve? Definitely that would be ideal, but unfortunately, that is not the world we live in. And I believe that the challenges helps us to foster, sharpen, or enhance skills that we may have or learn new skills that we need. And this is why I believe that this course, when it comes to creative problem solving, is ideal for those persons who are growth oriented, growth minded, and they're always looking for ways to improve their skill set. So very often we've had several different schools of thoughts when it comes to persons trying to understand how do we solve problems successfully. And over the years, they have formulated several different strategies of how to get that done. And we're going to be touching on some of those during our training. So if we're to think about it, creative problem solving workshop will help our participants to get an overview of how the entire problem solving process is mapped out and what are going to be some of the key problem solving tools that they can use on a daily basis or whenever these challenges arrive. It really will help them when it comes to brainstorming, information gathering, etc., that feeds into creative problem solving. So the objectives of this particular workshop is going to be for the participants to understand what is a problem and what are some of the creative problem solving process. We'll help them to identify the different types of information they need to gather and some of the quick key questions that they need to ask when it comes to the problem solving process. Help to identify four different problem solving tools that they can use, and of course, depending on the nature of the problem, as complexity, etc., those tools will be applicable on those bases. So if you're thinking about yourself as an individual, thinking about your organization, thinking about the activities that you're involved in, and the usually challenges that you may want to solve, then definitely this is the course for you. So you'll be covering several different topic areas that really helps to enhance and sharpen your skill set in the areas of creative problem solving, from understanding the problem itself, to information gathering, to how do you brainstorm effectively, and it doesn't just turn into a long drawn out session where you don't get any result. Help you to analyze the solutions that you're going to be selecting after you've brainstormed or used one of the other tools. And of course, how do we make sure that we record the lessons that we learn so that if we need to repeat it again, or face this challenge again, that we may have a similar or sometimes a better result. So don't be sitting there, just decide that you want to get this done. You can give us a call on 223-5583. One of our team members will be more than willing to guide you through the process of getting enrolled in this particular course to enhance your skills so that you can continue on the path of personal and professional development. Dr. Doerga?
welcome back to our weekly videos. I'm Gitanjali, the HR manager for NSB Omega, and today we will be discussing the roles and requirements of a human resources manager. For any company or organization, HR keeps people and processes performing at their best. HR managers maintain and develop effective internal procedures, handle employee-related issues, support recruiting and retention, and keep performance at peak levels. Their main responsibilities are: 1. To source candidates using a variety of search methods. 2. Manage onboarding process. 3. Manage the overall interview selection and closing process. 4. Ensure all screening, hiring, and selection is done in accordance with the employment laws. And 5. Maintain relationships with key interface personnel within the client organization. The requirements for this role are: 1. A bachelor's degree in an HR-related field. 2. At least 3 to 5 years of experience in a managerial position. 3. Ability to self-manage and work with minimal supervision. Join us next week, where we'll be discussing another role and the requirements and responsibilities of such. In the interim, you are encouraged to like our Facebook page, follow us on Instagram, and subscribe to our YouTube channel to keep updated with our latest vacancies. You can also give us a call on 227-3370 for more information. See you next week. Goodbye.
Tired of battery problems? Frustrate yourself no more. Reward your vehicle with power, innovation, and style with its sealed, maintenance-free calcium alloy plates, advanced technological build, and rigid testing processes. Platinum Batteries delivers every time. Get 2 years warranty and fast after-sales services. Available at all auto retailing stores countrywide. Imported and distributed by Caribbean Motor Spares. 174 Zeeluck Public Road, East Bank, Essequibo. Telephone 609-7621, 502-3171.
Welcome back, welcome back. And as I promised you, we will now be able to take a look at the launch of the Who's Who in Suriname business that took place last week. And I would also encourage you to reach out to get into the Suriname Who's Who or the Guyana Who's Who, or even in both of them. We also have the options of your company being featured in the Trinidad, the Barbados, or the Jamaica Who's Who. And there are some special surprises for those type of companies that are really looking to elevate the level of their operations regionally. I think we need a lot more regional companies as well. And I believe that we have the potential here in Guyana and to really make that expansion and make those moves. So pay keen attention to how it went in Suriname and the feedback as well. We actually had some of the Surinamese companies who have advertised in the Guyana Who's Who, expressing the impact that it's made on their companies. So I'll see you after the video.
And welcome to what we call a kickoff of a partnership between Suriname and Guyana. I would first like to welcome each and every one of you, and I would like to welcome the first secretary of the Guyana Embassy, Mrs. Maui Talbot, the chair of Suriname Business Forum, Mr. Kishan Thakur, and his secretary, Mr. Dimitri Lemmer. I would also like to welcome the Deputy Director of the Suriname Trade and Industry Association and the board member of VSB Timber Sector, Mr. Benito Shinten-Fung, all of our partners and the people who have been as pioneers in the other versions of Who is Who and the Who is Who in Guyana business, but also prospects of the Who is Who that is coming out in Suriname. And we see CRS Mining here, so they have already said, yes, we're going to be there. So today's press conference is about the kickoff of our collaboration between Creative Tech Hub Caribbean and ActionINVEST Caribbean, focused on capacity building, capacity development for local content development in both countries, Suriname and Guyana. As you know, in both countries, we have the same challenges and similar opportunities, and we want to look in how we can combine our resources and our strengths to develop from there. We will have a short talk by Vincent Kenswell, who is one of the co-founders of Creative Tech Hub Caribbean, and also Vishnu Doerga from ActionINVEST Caribbean, and then some of the other participants. So these are the 15 sectors that will be featured in the first Who is Who. Vincent mentioned about how we first met Vishnu in 2014, and from there we have built on towards our partnership. And I remember one of the times I was in Guyana for one of the conferences, and we did training together with ActionINVEST, and back then he had the ActionCOACH and John Maxwell already established. And we did a training with youth, and I have one of the most beautiful memories from that session with the youth, because they were youngsters between, I think, 10 and 16 years, somewhere in between. And when I first started to speak, I spoke in English, and I asked them, can you say by my accent, because, you know, I have a different accent. Can you tell by my accent which country am I from? And the children, there were over 30 children there, right, Vishnu? And they had to take a guess. And they mentioned many countries like Indonesia, Pakistan, India, Morocco, USA, Brazil, Venezuela, but they did not know that I was from Suriname. Only when I gave them a cue to come a little bit closer to home, then one of the children said, are you from Suriname? So I think there is a good opportunity there for us to grow together. And having said that, I want to introduce Vishnu as our next speaker for now. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Anushka. It's really been a pleasure having established the partnership and really working on now further developing it, bringing the services that we've been speaking about for such a long time now to a reality. To the guests from the Suriname Trade and Industry Association, the first secretary of the Guyana Embassy to Suriname. I'd really thank you as well for your presence, for the companies who have been in the Who's Who in Guyana Business Directory, and your presence here today, really appreciate it as well. And, you know, the name says it all in both companies. We are Caribbean focused. One of the things that has held back many of our businesses in Guyana and Suriname for a very long time is our small populations. You know, it's nice that it's small and everybody knows everybody, but the problem with that is that we don't have enough of a market. And unless we start seeing ourselves as true Caribbean companies, it really doesn't allow us to make that expansion, make those investments, because we just don't have enough people in either one of our countries. So as we started growing as well, we got established in 2014. We had that oil find in Guyana in 2015, later on in Suriname as well. And we ended up with production in 2019. But throughout that period, so many new services were needed in Guyana. We have now a local content legislation that has 40 areas ring-fenced for Guyanese companies. But that is just the tip of the iceberg. And many of our companies have had to really add new products, add new services. Many companies will be coming into the country. In Guyana, we have about 150 incorporations on a monthly basis, mainly foreign companies, mainly partnerships taking place as well. And all of that is to really serve that growing demand. And what we saw very early on in Guyana is that we really needed a platform for our companies to be known much better, because when you come to Suriname, people will know El Hawa, they will know the KKF, but the companies coming in have no clue what El Hawa is. I had to explain to them, electricity, gas, and water, because they thought it was some name made up of, maybe an indigenous name. And that is what the Who's Who does. It's not for pure advertising. It is to make sure that people can understand the profile of the company, the history of the company, how did it get started, what is the vision of the organization, and then very importantly, who are some of the key people? Because it makes no sense going to an event and you can't recognize anyone. The Who's Who makes it very easy to recognize, oh wait, this is a person I need to be able to connect with. So it really helps with those type of connections. And it is very interesting to see as well from 2020, the strong collaboration between Guyana and Suriname, with both governments having committed that they really want to move on that collaboration. And it's good that that is happening on a public sector front. It is now the responsibility of private companies, private sector organizations as well, to move that forward from a private sector perspective. And I know one of the latest developments is the establishment of the Suriname Guyana Business Council. I think that is a fantastic way that allows for structured collaboration across organizations. But we do need actual Guyanese companies, actual Surinamese companies to get together and really make it happen on the ground. And that is what we are doing here. We got exposed to the Who's Who in Trinidad business. We have the Who's Who in Barbados business, Jamaica business, and we really saw how well that worked there. So we're into developing our 4th edition now for Guyana, and we're very happy that companies from Suriname who have expanded to Guyana have taken the opportunity to utilize that tool. And we want really to make sure that the same gets to happen here. Our role, both at ActionINVEST Caribbean and Creative Talent Hub Caribbean as well, is to make sure that the Who's Who, both the hard copies and the digital copies, get into the hands of every investor that is thinking about Suriname, all the business locations, all the government locations, so that anybody looking for that information that comes from a private sector perspective can easily get their hands on it. So in Guyana, for example, it is at the Center for Local Business Development. I think local content is going to be a huge driver here in Suriname as well. So making sure that we have a central place is so important, because that's where all the investors and all the people seeking partnerships are going to go. Other places, like in 2 weeks, we'll have representation at the Offshore Technology Conference in Houston, Texas, which is one of the main places on this side of the world where yearly all the companies in oil and gas gather there. So we will have the Who's Who in Guyana business represented there, and we're already looking at how do we get the Suriname component in, so that people know there will be a central point of contact or a key point of contact here for Suriname as well. And then all the other expos, the airports, the ferry, to make sure that information is really handy. For those of you who are here, we have copies for you as well at the end, so make sure that you grab your copy so that you can see the quality of the publication that we are putting together and the amount of research that goes into it to make sure that we really can present the opportunities here in Suriname really clearly and fairly as well. We don't want it to seem as if it's a dream, a fairy tale, and we also don't want to make it seem like a nightmare. We want to make sure people have a really good understanding of what's happening and what they need to take into consideration. So our promise to you is to make sure that we continue to roll out capacity development services, because before you get local content, you do have to develop a lot of capacity. Suriname has a lot of capacity already, and you'll notice, just like we did in Guyana, all the different ways in which we have to massage it, grow it, develop it in order to meet that growing demand. I kept telling the team that as soon as your first investment decision is going to be made on your first FPSO, that's when the gates really open. When that happened for us in Guyana in 2017, it was like a race to get ready. Our company has had 4 spin-off companies as well in inspections, in technical staffing and all the like, and I see the same happening here in Suriname. So the faster you get yourself educated and prepared, the more you'll be able to benefit, so that if you do end up with a piece of local content legislation, that you're ready to actually serve that legislation. Because in Guyana, you do require 51% Guyanese ownership, you require 75% of your management to be Guyanese, and you do require 90% of your labor to be from Guyana. So if we are going to create something like that for Suriname, we have to make sure that we're prepared, or else we'll have it and then people don't qualify. So I think that is very important. And we'll keep also slipping in some of the lessons that we learn in Guyana into the Who's Who in Suriname business, so that when people are looking at it, they can see those opportunity sectors. Our goal, again, and I really would love to thank the team here, we really clicked on culture. For us, culture is so important. What is a company? Is the company the building? Is it the name on the building? Or is it the people? And for us, we've been looking for partners for a very long time. My friend at the KKF, and he recommended quite a few companies, but every time we met, culture didn't match. And although this company was oriented more in terms of technology, they've gone really large in education, and that's where we really gel. And the agility that they operate with, the innovative way in which they operate, and the fun that they also have. We love having fun as well. I think Suriname and Guyana are both fun countries. What sense is it operating a business and not enjoying it? So we do want to enjoy this. We do want all our people to enjoy our countries, and so that we don't ever become second-class citizens in our own country, because there are many jurisdictions around the world where the native populations have become second-class citizens. We need to make sure that we do all we can to develop our capacity, structure our frameworks, have governments that are supportive of the needs of the private sector as well, so that we can really achieve prosperous Suriname and a very prosperous Guyana, and then use this prosperity to drive the Caribbean. We are more Caribbean-oriented. We do have to open the doors to South America. That's another big opportunity lying in wait. But let us make sure that we take these steps towards prosperity for ourselves and for the Caribbean and all our guests that will be coming here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Vishnu Doerga, for those elaborations you made on what the Who is Who will entail, but also what the impact has been on Guyana businesses as they are developing and as the oil and gas sector is developing there. Thank you so much. Thank you everyone for being here. And I would invite you all to come and be part of Who is Who in Suriname business and grow your business from there. And remember, it's not who you know, but it's who knows you. Thank you so much.
Welcome back, and there you saw another scene from the Uncapped event that took place over the weekend, and our team had a lot of fun there, interacted with ton of visitors, and of course we got to see many of the products that are made in Guyana, and many of us also got to benefit from those products. As you saw, the launch of the Who's Who in Suriname business is really one that made a very big impact, and we encourage all businesses in Guyana and Suriname across the Caribbean to make sure that they get featured, get known, so that everyone can benefit from what they bring to the table. Look forward to seeing you again next week. Take care.